To me, I like to start my morning off with a morning routine. It consists of waking up. I'll make my coffee. I'll read me a page out of a book, a positive quote. I try to find a positive quote, to get my morning going, because sometimes we wake up negative. Sometimes we don't wake up with the same energy. You've been grinding hard, you've been going hard, and you just, sometimes it feels like nothing's working. Sometimes it feels like there's no progress, but really that's when the progress is happening. You might not see it and you might not, realize it, but the world is working for you, man. It's working for you, but sometimes we'll wake up negative. Sometimes we'll wake up like, man, F this shit. I'm tired of this shit. I'm tired of everything. And this is why I use my morning routine and like going to, hit the gym, just to get my mind right, to get my mind clear so I could think clear again, because sometimes it gets foggy up there, when you're doing the same thing over and over again. You're trying to reach that goal and it just seems so far. It's kind of, it's hard sometimes to stay on track. Sometimes you might feel like, fuck this shit, bro. Is this shit even working? Like, am I even... Is all this, like, what am I doing all this shit for, But that's the doubt that you need to kick out of your mind and just trust and believe in yourself and believe, the world's going to give you the energy that you're putting out. That same energy, you will get it back. You're not just working for nothing. You're not putting in this grind for nothing. You're not bowing down your head and putting in the grind for nothing, So that's the way I like to see it, is like, man, I need to get that morning grind going, because if I don't, then I'm gonna be negative throughout the day. My day's not gonna go good, and I'm gonna be more on the edge. I'll be more on the edge, and especially people that have a little bit more anger. Like, when you wake up, if you're a person that you have more anger and you wake up just kind of pissed off and shit bothers you and stuff, I feel like those people are like, you should definitely be going to the gym, because I'm like that. I'll wake up and just be pissed off sometimes about certain shit, and I'm like, man, I'm tripping, once I hit the gym and this and that, I get all that shit off my back. I get the monkey off my back, and a lot of times we need that shit, man, because you need a certain like venting process, and it might not be speaking. It might just be working out, or it might be taking a jog. It might be walking by the beach. I like to get my mind right, because once my mind is right, everything else will fall into place, and nothing can mess my day up. Like, sometimes, I'll get my mind right in the morning, and then I'll come in, I work at a barbershop, so I'll come in. You never know what to expect. Things happen. I'll come in and somebody might have an attitude, or I might, not get along with a client because of, a client's having a bad day, and then, he comes in with that energy and this and that. But this gives me the strength. My morning process gives me the strength to go through things, go through it, like, and not let things mess up my day. Like, somebody might say something slick to me, or somebody might, I don't know, just be a pain in the ass. And I'll just be like, man, listen, nothing's going to fuck your day up, Kev. It's all good. You know what I'm saying? Nothing's going to fuck your day up. But I'm not going to lie. If I wouldn't have my morning process, if I wouldn't have that, venting process type of thing, then I probably would be more edgy and be more on some like fuck you type of thing, But since I had my process, I'm more calm, I'm chill, I'm ready for the day, whether good or bad, I'm ready to take on whatever is gonna come. I learned this in the chain gang in prison, because there was a saying they have, is you got to take this shit day by day. And I believe a lot of the principles that are lived, like a lot of the ways you live in the chain gang in prison, is kind of like out here, because you never know what's going to happen. This is day to day. Like, you got to take it day by day. My fault. That's what it is. Day by day. You got to take it day by day. You might wake up tomorrow and lose somebody in your life that your friend, your family member, whatever it is. You might wake up tomorrow or today, whatever day it is, you might wake up and something happens. You lose your job. You go broke. The business doesn't work. Whatever it is, like, shit might just happen, so you can't plan so much ahead of the game, and that's how I used to be in the chain game, man. We would just be like, hey, man, like, you might have 8, 10 years, 20, 30 years hey, you got to just take it day by day, because you don't know what's going to happen. You can't plan. You can't be worried about what's going on, outside, or worry about what you're going to do later on, because you don't know. You might wake up, somebody might get hit up, and now you're on lockdown for a week, and now you can't go grab canteen. And it's just like this out here, man. You might wake up, something might happen and change your whole scenario. You're like, all right, this weekend I'm gonna go out and do this and that, and then you get sick for a whole week, and then your money's fucked up, you can't go out, stuff like that. Like, just random shit that happens in life that you just got to take it day by day. So I just try to master every day, make every day really good. That's what I try to do, is make every day really good. And I have a lot of really good days where I'm like, damn, I can't believe today went how it went. I got my money early, no complaints, no toxic stuff going on, like maybe in the barbershop, you know what I'm saying? Or, everything just went smooth. My girl had a good day. I had a good day. My dad's having a good day. Whoever's, my mom's having a good day. Whoever's like around me that I love and care about and stuff, everybody's Gucci. Like, today was a good day, and you have those days, but you also have those sucky days, where you come in and, hey, man, such and such a client, he passed away. Like, damn, what, bro? We just seen him a couple of days ago. Yeah, bro. And that's what makes me, realize, like, life, like, damn, bro, like, there's no plan in this shit. There's no, you never know, bro. So, like, that's why I appreciate shit about loving yourself and being motivated, because you never know when your last day is, bro. You could go drive and somebody might crash into you. That's happened to people that I know before. They just wake up, they go to do their routine, their regular routine, go to school, go to work, whatever, and they get crashed into and die, bro. And it's like, you just never know, you know what I'm saying? And that shit just like, makes my mind think like, damn, bro, we really got to enjoy the moment. So, I just go hard and just enjoy all this shit, because nothing is promised, you know what I'm saying? And don't worry about money so much. Yeah, obviously you're trying to get money and level up, but don't worry about it too much, because you worry about it so much and you forget about the things that's most important to you in front of your face. Like, you might have your mom there, you might have your dad there, you might have your cousin there, you might have your girl there, you might have whoever's important to you, your dog, your cat, your gerbil, whatever it is that's important to you. Time is more important, like time spent with them and making them laugh or making them happy, or y'all bonding together in some type of way. That's more important than always chasing the money and this and that, because it takes a lot of energy and time away from all those other things. That money, that money that you chasing and this and that, it takes a lot of time away from all them things. So you gotta be able to have time to give them time too, because you never know. You over here, you might be chasing money for so long, you fuck around and die the next day, and you didn't get the money and you didn't spend time with the people that's most important to you, and now they're missing you, and now it's like, what was the money for? What was all the chasing for? So I just believe in enjoying this shit, bro, because I've seen people with my own eyes where I see them one day and the next day they're gone, or just one day they're good, the next day they're not. So it's crazy how life is. So I just I like to use my morning process as a setup to do good, to appreciate my life, to get on the right track, because if I could spit out some good energy, if I could give out some good energy, then I could maybe help somebody's day or help someone feel better or whatever it is, you know what I'm saying, help them be better, you know what I'm saying? Because I might have needed that in my time. I've been in times where I'm like, damn, bro, and I feel like depressed or whatever it is, and people tell me certain stuff like, listen, man, it's gonna be all right, this and that, like, keep your head up, and I'm just like, damn, okay, yeah, like, let's just do this shit, like, it is what it is. So I just take it day by day, man, and just hope for the best, go hard, hope for the best, and just keep on pushing, because you never know when it's your time. But I like to have that set up, because you gotta think about it, man. When you wake up negative, you wake up in that low frequency, like that low energy and shit, that shit ain't no good, man. You just gonna rub it off on everybody else. People are gonna feel that and this and that. Like, I know people that wake up and then they'll just either come into work, or I see them at the gym or wherever it's at, and I could just feel their energy. I'm like, damn, this dude's energy is like bad, you know what I'm saying? But it's because, like, you ain't taking the proper like ventilation process. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need to vent somehow, bro. Everybody vents different. You might go on a drive. You might go play the game or something, you know, like something where you vent and like you're like, okay, I feel good now I can, like, let's get the day going, you know. But if you just wake up and carry all the regrets, all the depression, all the doubt, all this fucked up shit, you know, it's gonna be, you're gonna wear it, you know, and people are gonna be like, damn, like, feel that energy, you know. And I to me, it just never, like, my day sucks when I'm like that. When I wake up and I'm just like, I feel negative and low energy, I'm like, nah, I gotta go do something. Like, I have to do something to get this shit off of me, because it just sucks, bro. The day drags and I'm negative and doubting, and I don't want to have that, you know. I got a goal, and I'm gonna keep on shooting for that goal. And if I'm positive, if I got the energy, if I'm motivated, you know, then I'll get there. You know, obviously you got to have discipline over motivation, because you're not going to be feeling motivated all the time. But, you know, if half of the time you could do a process to where you are motivated, to where it gets you into good energy, then that's great. Like me, I'll wake up. This is my process. I wake up. If y'all follow me on Instagram, y'all can see my process every day. I do this every day, you know, at, you can follow me at Real Live K1. So real and then live, so 2 L's. So I wake up, you know, I'll make my coffee. I'll track what I eat. You know, usually I'll make my coffee and have like a freaking brownie or something, because I like something sweet with my coffee. And then I'll read a page out of a book, and I'll see how that relates to me in my life. And I'm like, damn, that's some real shit. And I'll post it and all that. And I like to read like quotes, motivational, discipline quotes, real life quotes, whatever it is, you know. Sometimes I even just take it out the book, or just take it off my head, like, damn, I remember this time where, you know, just come up with shit. And then I'll go to the gym, you know, get my workout in. I'll come back home, I'll cook me a meal, track my macros again, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Then I go get the cheese, go to work and stuff. But doing that, like, makes me like, I'm straight, like, let's get it, you know. So that's always helped me out, to have a routine. Even in the chain gang, I had a routine, you know. I would wake up, and I always had canteen, because my people would always send me money, thank God. And so I would wake up, I'd have like a honey bun with coffee, bro. Just like out here, I'd have a honey bun with coffee. I'll put in my headphones. Oh, that's another thing, my bad, I forgot to say. So I'll eat the food, and then I'll go in the shower or whatever. Like, you know, I'll take a shower, and I'll listen to like some motivational shit. I like to listen to like Andrew Tate, or fucking like Wes, or Wes Watson, or who else? Like, just some motivational people that say some real shit, you know what I'm saying? That I'm like, all right, yeah, that's real. I fuck with that. So I listen to them, and then I just start my day, you know. But it was the same way in the chain game, man. I would wake up, you know, I would eat me a honey bun. I remember them honey buns was fire. Eat me a honey bun with some black coffee, and I'll just sit on my bunk. Everybody will go outside, because the morning time, you know, they'll let you out for rec, they'll let you go do this and that. But I would like that time for me, because my bunkies would usually like go out, and I'll be like, all right, bet, I'm gonna stay here and like enjoy my morning process. So I'll just get up, you know. Sometimes I'll bust out a couple push-ups, but I wasn't really working out too crazy. Like, I was doing like lazy workouts, you know what I'm saying? Mostly like bar, well, no, I wouldn't say lazy, but I would hit the bars and shit most of the time, not really push-ups like that. But so I hit my little push-ups sometimes, and then I'll eat, you know, a honey bun with a coffee, and I'll listen to like the Breakfast Club, or I'll listen to like music, and just think about my life, like how I want my life to be, and how it's gonna be when I get out, you know. And that's how I think about shit here. It's like, when I'm out here, I'm like brainstorming, like, damn, okay, I want a fucking what do I want? I want a GTR, you know what I'm saying? Big mansion, you know, my girl happy, I'm happy, my parents, you know, don't gotta worry about shit, you know. I'm living this life where I could just do whatever I want whenever I want, you know. I got an online, you know, like I'm making money online, you know. I speak that shit into I speak that shit into, what's that shit called, existence. And I keep thinking about it, and I just keep it in my head always, you know. And that's what I used to do in the chain gang. I was just thinking like, damn, bro, if I could just, like, when I get out of here, All I just want to do, bro, is just be able to eat what I want to eat and just ride a fucking car. I don't even give a fuck if it was a hoopty falling apart. Just drive. Just being able to drive to the store and just have me a coffee and just watch people, or just, you know what I'm saying? Like, just see the world for what it is. So that used to, keep me going. Like, all right, I got to do this shit. Like, it is what it is. Like, we here, I'm stuck, but one day I'm going to get there, and I would just visualize, like, me living how I'm living now. Like, literally, like, I really just, like, if I wanted to, like, I like cooking at the house, but if I wanted to, I could eat out every day and go, I practically do that. Like, on the weekends, I'll go eat out wherever I want, and I'm just driving in my car, like, just fire shit, like the simple shit, but obviously when you get out here, your level starts going up. Like, oh shit, I want a freaking GTR, I want a Corvette, I want a Lambo, and this and that. But so that's like what I used to do, man. And then I start my day off, and then I'll drink my coffee, I'll go start my day, I'll go work out, I'll read a lot, and just try to kill time with as much things as possible, talk to people and try to gain some knowledge or whatever, wisdom. But yeah, it's kind of like out here, man. Like I said, like my morning, I just think, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. Now I think, like in my mornings, I think about content. Like, okay, what am I gonna do for everybody that can help somebody, and like, what helped me and stuff, and just put it out there, But my goal is always in my head, like, okay, I want this, that. I want to be financially, stable, like to where I don't gotta clock into a job, build my brand, build this and that. And this is why I believe it's going to work, because I believe in me. You know what I'm saying? Nobody else is going to put in the work but me. So, and I know I'm willing to put the work in, so I'm not worried about shit, But yeah, man, just take it day by day, get you a process, and it's simple, man. You'll get through it. You're going to have good days and you're going to have bad days. The point is to keep going. Don't ever stop. You know what I'm saying? And that's pretty much it, man. Let's get it.